Let's go. We are live. Welcome. Happy Monday. Good to be with everybody tonight. If wherever you're chiming in from in the country or in the world, good to be with you. And let's go. Just gonna make sure we get the sound. We're gonna get the sound corrected here. Let's go. All right. All right, guys. Welcome to this new edition. All right, we just finished a series of conversations inside of what we've been talking about these last several weeks. We've been talking about the Truck Profit Accelerator Blueprint, Truck Profit Accelerator Systems Blueprint, rather, is what we're delivering for you each and every week. We're in a series of talks here, conversations here, and we're pivoting, man. We're going into the next section of this. All right, and hopefully you guys get some tremendous value out of what we're sharing here today. And and let's go. Let's get into it. All right. So, of course, this is me, Cheston Bulgin, Senior Consultant at By the Books Consulting. And this is how you reach us, 888-4BTB now, 888-428-2669. All right. And you can reach us on the web at bythebooksconsultants.com or youraccountingsuperhero.com. And this is my email, Cheston at bythebooksconsultants.com. All right. Accounting, QuickBooks, and other technologies you use to run your business, as well as tax strategy, tax planning, and tax filing. And then business advisory, specifically in this area, we can advise you and your trucking company on how to get more with the efforts that you're putting into, so you can do more with less and produce that outcome that you want, which is really more profits in the bank at the end of the day and more cash to easily run your business and peace of mind while you're doing that. All right, that's what we deliver. All right, so quickly, if you haven't signed up for the Truck Profit Academy, there's no time like the present, man. It is currently no fee associated with this, right? There's no fee associated with this right now. So that's super fantastic, right? It won't always be the case that it will be free, but it is right now. So if you haven't joined the group, you can join it now at www.truckprofitacademy.com. And there's a /go on the end. It doesn't say it here, but you can put /go. That streamlines you to be able to register for free. And you get access to information like this and more to help you improve the way you run your company, if that's what you're looking to do. Okay. And the next thing here, guys, book your session. All right. There's an opportunity for you to book your session. We call this a free profit and cash flow analysis. Now you get this one time only. You get a free profit and cash flow analysis with me or a member of my team. All right, to make sure we see that you stop wasting time and increase your profits and cash flow as soon as today. All right, that's what's available right now. So that's exciting, right? To be able to get on a call with somebody, an extra pair of eyes, an expert pair of eyes, not just any pair of eyes, but somebody who actually knows the business. Just to give you an idea, guys, I'm not just an accountant. All right, so I've been a driver for a large fleet. I came in. I have an active CDL right now. Right, so when I came in, initially I was actually somebody in the trucking industry prior to doing this. Right, so I was a driver, I was a trainer, and I was also an owner operator and a fleet owner, right, myself. So I do get what you go through. That's why we have the high value conversations that we do here today, is because I am intimately tuned in to the nuances of what you go through. All right. So you want to book a profit and cash flow analysis to make sure that you stop wasting time and increase your profits and cash flow as soon as today. All right. You can do that by going to that link, www.theaccountingsuperhero.com/calendar, and book a call. All right, so let's get started, guys, with a quick disclaimer. The following is for educational purposes only and is not to be considered financial, accounting, or legal advice. Please consult your tax, accounting, and or legal professional for specific advice. Here we go. This is the conversation we get to be in today. All right, we're going to outline a bit this Truck Profit Accelerator System Blueprint for you. This is second section of what we've been talking about so far. We're building out teams, systems for your teams in trucking. Man, what if you could actually leverage the people in your organization in a way that works to deliver more output with less effort? Right? That's the idea here, guys, with systems. More output, less effort. So when we look at this, first part of this is executive management. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Then we're going to talk about fleet management teams. Then we're going to talk about load planning teams. And then we're going to get into dispatchers, and the teams that are associated with that. These are like your driver managers and everything. And safety, right? The teams for that. And then, of course, maintenance and equipment teams for that as well. Today, we're going to highlight this executive management team. This is the most crucial component is your leadership. Okay, so now we're going to talk about that. And that's number one, leadership teams. So if you're hearing this conversation today and you haven't put together strategically a way to build out your executive management teams, and by the way, let me just give you a little bit of background on this. Okay, teams. Why do we put teams inside of systems? Why are teams so important? If you're listening to this, then you might have an idea that it's a lot easier to get like more done when there are more people involved in a situation. Okay, and that's just a principle. Like let's say you want to move a sofa, from your house, you want to move a sofa. It's a lot easier to do that with somebody else than it is to do it alone. Basic concept with teams. Okay. Now it goes the right way in any circumstance when that team is aligned and they work together to do the thing. Right. Now the idea behind your system is, well, how to do that effectively where you are inside of your trucking company. Right. How to create teams to work together inside of your trucking company so that you can do more with less and move forward in your business faster and create higher impact results in your company, which means you can scale, you can add more capacity, you can focus on other things in your life rather than deal with all the headaches, because now you can have people who are accountable for those things inside of your business. Man, wouldn't that be fantastic to have that going on, right? Now, inside of your trucking company, the most important unit, the team, really that division, is going to be your executive management team. Why? Because this team points everybody else in the direction of where you are headed. We call this being dedicated to the vision, right? So this is the absolute focus of the executive team, right? The executive management team. Okay, so what is that really? So let's go into the main function, like the core functionality of your executive management team. Then we're going to talk about what that looks like. All right. So dedicated division looks like this. We create and refine the intention. We create and refine the intention. So what is that? So there's a direction that you're headed in. It's called an intention. There is an outcome you're looking to create, something you're looking to have out here in reality. You say, okay, we have this trucking company, but where are we going? What is the overall vision of this company? What is the intention behind what we do? Right? Now, it could be as simple as creating a vision for, you want to be, a seven-figure company. You want to be an eight-figure company. You want to be a 10-figure company. You want to be a multi-billion-dollar company in the industry, right? It could be that simple in terms of the intention, but I invite you to consider that that intention wants to be deeper and more rooted than just a monetary amount. It wants to be a mission-related intention. Like, what are you really here for? At the end of the day, what is the legacy that you want to leave inside of your company? This is going to be the thing that really pulls that company forward into the future and forever, and gets everybody else on board with it. People don't really buy into just coming to work just to work. People come into an organization and stay in an organization because they buy into your vision. Now, if they buy into your vision like wholeheartedly, then you're going to be able to recruit and retain top talented individuals for your company if they are associated and attaching their purpose to your purpose, which is your intention. Hopefully that makes sense what I'm saying to you. This is powerful. Okay. Now, if you haven't been doing this, if you haven't been thinking along these lines, well, this is the time to really start thinking along those lines. Well, what is the true mission of your company? Right? What are you really up to? Right? Now, now it could be, delivering financial stability to your community, right? I was talking with one client of ours, somebody in our ecosystem, and they were saying that we want to make sure that everybody has a job in our area. That's what we want. We want to make sure everybody's taken care of, everybody's able to fend for themselves financially because we're here. We provide that source. We are the source for financial stability and growth and legacy and wealth for everybody in our ecosystem, whether it's going to be the people that work with us, whether it's going to be us delivering, goods and services to the people that we serve and influencing that way. This is what we really want. And I'm like, man, this is a powerful, powerful intention, right, that they have. It's not just surface value. It's not just a monetary goal. It is a legacy, right? So this is like creating and really refining the true intention of the company, right? Now, once we have that locked down, right, this wants to come from your soul. This is who you are in life. Now, I'm telling you that without this, if you don't have this strong, most likely your company and you are going to waver and phase out, like you kind of like little fizzle out mode, because there's nothing underneath that, like in terms of like a strong foundation, like for what you're up to in your business. All right, so this is something that you really want to take your time with inside of your executive team. This is the purpose of that executive team, to really create and refine this. Now, once we have this vision, all right, now the next portion of that is to communicate this consistently all the time, right? We want to let people know, well, what is the intention really? We're going to communicate this in various ways. We don't necessarily have to communicate it verbatim what it is, but there are things that we do in terms of communicating this intention that will allow everybody else to buy into the vision. Okay. For example, we do what we do. So my vision is for us to be the number one source for accounting and tax and consulting in the trucking industry. We're the number one in the United States for that. That's the vision, right? We're number one. When you think of these types of resources in terms of like, I need to get my financials together. I need to create a path forward to make sure we're moving in the right direction financially. I need to make sure we're keeping more money in our pocket as a truck fleet owner. I need to make sure that we have peace of mind around all of our operating, and that we can move into the next phases of what we want to in trucking, so that we're good to go. Really, you think of by the books consulting when you think of that. That's the vision. All right. So inside of that, when I communicate this, it's important for me to communicate this with our staff, our team, and everybody else associated with us. You just heard me do it now. All right. By the way, it's a clear-cut example of me communicating this to everybody in our ecosystem, right? But inside of even your people, the people that you work with, for me, for example, every time I get on a meeting with my staff, I actually reinforce the importance of what it is that they do, what is the impact, right? Really, what's the impact? What are we leaving people with inside of our everything that we do down to the detail, right? Keep that in the forefront of their mind. They matter. Everybody in our team, they matter. Each individual, and their time matters. What their time matters. What they do, moment by moment, matters. How they present themselves, it matters. Because it's important, because your lives, like this is when I say, if you're listening to this, you're the demographic that we serve. So your lives are actually in our hands, right? When I say your lives are in our hands, it really means that, if we don't deliver, you will suffer. Your life will suffer. If we do deliver, your life will be expanded, and you will experience a higher level of peace, a higher level of abundance, profitability. You will have a higher level of self-esteem and self-worth, because you are actually fulfilling on exactly what it is you want to fulfill on inside of your trucking company and beyond that. Okay. So when I communicate that with my team, they actually understand the impacts. Well, what they do really matters, because if they don't do what they do and do it at a high level, well, then you can't accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, right? So this is how we keep communicating that intention, and it is a clear-cut example of that, okay, throughout. Now, through the messages, through emails and communications every day, every week, they want to be consistent and in line with what you are creating in terms of that intention, right? So this is really the purpose of your executive team, to make sure we are in line with this. Now, the other thing is we're going to focus on the future of the organization, right? That's the other thing. We want to constantly focus on the future of the organization. This is where the mind of the executive management team always wants to be in unison. All right. Now, what are the trends that are happening today? Like, we know where fuel is, like it is right now, like fuel trends. We want to know that, like what's going on in the market when it comes to fuel, what's going on in the trend. How is the freight rate trending? What spot market rates? How are they trending? I want to know what that is looking like into the future. What pivots are we looking to make based on these trends? Technology, where is that headed? We have, self-driving trucks that are basically here now. We have electric trucks that are basically here now. How's that impacting the future of the industry, right? How, like sustainability, like what does it look like in the future in terms of managing the carbon footprint and your environmental footprint as a fleet owner in a company in this industry, right? And how are you sustaining that? Not necessarily inside of the environment, but inside of your financial ecosystem as well, right? Systems. What new systems can be implemented to make sure your trajectory into the future is one that is positive, right? And how are you becoming more efficient? These are some examples of how you can be focused on the organization's future. Like, and at the end of the day, question that keeps ringing in the back of the executive team minds, and the collective mind of the executive management team is, what are we leaving people with? Right? What are we leaving people with? Like, in terms of when they think about us, what do they think about? When we say, what are we leaving people with? When they think about us, what do they think about? Am I leaving them thinking about something positive all the time? Is it in line with the intention all the time? What are we leaving people with? And it's not just your customers. It's also your employees, your outsourced contractors and partners in that way, your suppliers, vendors, and everybody in the community as a whole, really, is what you want to start thinking about as you are inside of an executive management team structure. All right. So hopefully this is giving you an idea of some things to newly think about, newly process inside of how to put together this fundamental foundational team. Okay. Now I'm going to leave you with this, or I'm going to talk about this for a few minutes. Like, what is the structure for the executive management team? All right. So we're going to talk about this and we're going to wrap this up. Okay. So here are some examples of what executive team would look like. So this executive team could be comprised of of course, your CEO or president, the person who runs the company. For example, I'm the founder of over here at By the Books Consulting. I'm on the executive team here, right? But then you can also have a vice president, right? And their role for that, not just VP, any generic VP, but the VP of business development, right? The VP of operations, right? All right. That could also translate into your COO position, which we have down here, right? And then you can have even a CFO, Chief Financial Officer, right? Or CTO, Chief Technical Officer, or Technology Officer, right? Or you can even have a board as a part of your executive management team, right? Or a combination of any of these, right? Now, what if you are just a solo owner of your company? What if you don't have anybody like on your executive team besides you, and then you have all your drivers and everybody else that kind of fall underneath you? Well, you can still create the structure for it. You understand what it is. Well, you are the CEO, the president of your company, and we already know the job at hand, right? You create the vision, you create the intention. Make sure you keep focused on the future of your company, right? And you have the structures in place to manage yourself as such, where you said dedicate the time to focusing on those things. Really, the majority of your time wants to be toward, the future vision of your company and how you're delivering on that and how you're bridging the gap toward from where you are and where you want to be in terms of the intention. Okay. Now, if you're the only person that's doing that, fine, that's great. But then you want to start enlisting people, because it's always great to have a collective. I love having strategy sessions and brainstorming sessions with people around me, right? That can help move the direction of the company forward. My wife, man, she's great in terms of ideas and what to do and how to move things forward. So I love that ability to be able to create the future of the company while we're moving toward our intention, right? Which is super awesome, right? And there are other members. So, like I've had like boards, like and to get together and create, strategies and be in line with the vision, and then create the structures to keep communicating that vision, right? So, bottom line is inside of this foundational, crucial component of executive management teams, you want to have the structure in place to make sure you are honoring the vision, and that comes in these packages. And there could be a couple others depending on how you're set up. Some companies are set up with partnerships and they don't have CEOs and presidents. They're like LLCs with LLC members, right, and treated as a partnership for tax reasons. And how do you work together to align the vision? What is the real role of each one of you? And how are you going to bring your talents and skills to deliver the vision overall, right? Super important, guys, is what I want to say. This conversation for us, this is going to be the end of it. What I want to leave you with inside of this talk is that, number one, this is the most important and most foundational and crucial component of your systems in terms of teams. Okay, this is number one. This has to be there. And you have to take the time. You don't have to, take the time, but if you take the time to build out this structure, you will experience fast track results in your company where you have not experienced it before, right? So I invite you to take this on in a huge way. And if you have any issues with putting this together, or any it's confusing to you on how to put this together, we did have this call here that you can book. Okay, so let's go back just to make sure you have access to it. This could be a part of your your free profit and cash flow analysis. We can go over that because we do go over everything that's going on inside of your company in that call, right, to get an idea, engage on what you've been doing up until now, and we can have that conversation about how to put together your executive management team and what that looks like, what structures you can put in place, and how to plan for your future and what type of future could that be, create an intention. All these things can be created in a session like this, okay, to be clear. All right. Now, guys, it's been great being with you today. I want to encourage you, all right, to make sure you take this as a fundamental foundational point and serious action step that you can take inside of your trucking company to deliver a next level exponential outcome in your business, which leaves you with making more profits at the end of the day, have more cash in the bank, and doing it with less effort and peace of mind. All right. Now, it's been great being with you today, guys. I will talk to you next week. Have a great one until then. Take care now. Bye-bye.